I'm Becca, and this is my turnaround story. As a child, I grew up in a pretty good home. However, my parents weren't Christians, and so I never really understood God or knew all that Jesus did for us. I didn't really have a hope growing up. Even though I grew up in a good home, I wasn't taught true love because my parents don't know God, so they couldn't teach me what that meant. So they loved to the best of their ability. However, I still felt that hopelessness. I was never really sure of who I would become, what the future would bring for me. Even as a kid, I remember feeling kind of lost, just taking it one day at a time. When I was 11 years old, my brother started going to youth group and invited me along with him. And when I went, I was surprised to see some of my friends from school actually attended the church. And from there, I started to attend on Sundays and Wednesdays. Then I went into youth group, and I really started to learn who Jesus was. As I grew up and kept coming to church and getting around healthier adults, having mentors in my life, youth leaders, youth pastors who just loved on me, I started to understand the love of God. If these people who, they don't really know me, they don't know my family that well yet, they just loved me unconditionally, I kind of thought, how much more does God love me? How much more does He have a purpose for me? And so just being able to be around healthier adults and seeing how they lived their lives, it really started to turn my life around. It gave me a hope for what the future could bring for me. I still had moments where I struggled and I wasn't 100% understanding unconditional love. However, I had a friend throughout my life who later became my husband, and throughout our friendship and youth group and as we started dating in our 20s, I really started to understand what it looked like for somebody to love me unconditionally. Through some of my struggles and my darkest moments, to have a best friend that says, I'm here for you, God has more for you. Even throughout my teenage years and then into my first year of marriage is probably all a turnaround moment of when I realized what unconditional love looks like and just how God uses that to push us towards our purpose and what He has for us. Because of Jesus today, I know what real love is.